Now, we all saw the magnificence of the moment, but let me really take you all to the moment. LeBron James breaking the NBA all-time scoring record. But how did it happen? We have to travel back in time, shall we? It was April 5th, 1984, when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he broke the record, 38,000 points and some change. Well, cut to 38 weeks later, a young man by the name of LeBron James was born December 30th, 1984. Okay, so let me get this straight. 38,000 points. Kareem has the record. 38 years later, LeBron James is born. 38 weeks later, LeBron James is born. Well, 38 years later, LeBron James himself goes out there and sets the record. But how in the world did he do it? 38,388 points. You do realize it was the 38th day of the year, and he scored 38 points in the game. So what we all saw in magnificent fashion, there was a long period for us to witness history, and that 38 number will forever be etched in history. I got to come to the desk because, Joy, you had a lot of incredible thoughts on this incredible moment. LeBron James breaks the NBA all-time scoring record. What is the significance of the moment?
At 38 is wild, isn't it?
Wild.
Eerie.
Get into a little bit of numbers there. That's great. Play that in the lottery or whatever you need to do. He's the greatest superstar I think that the game has seen. Now, I'm a Jordan zealot. I'm probably always going to feel that Jordan is the greatest player ever. That's how I grew up. I believe that. I watched that. But I've also watched LeBron's entire career. And I think because we have watched so much of LeBron, I appreciate what he is and what he brings to the game. We live in a very divided world, very divisive space. For him to be in the spotlight from the time that he was such a young human to now and be able to manage everything, to be the face of the league for as long as he has with the expectations he came into the league. I mean, if someone calls you the chosen one, you better deliver. Like, that is godlike. And he's always delivered. He's always there. He's so consistent. And I think breaking this record is a reflection of one of the most powerful parts of LeBron's legacy, which was his availability. We talk about this a lot with Tom Brady. The ability to be there for your team, to be healthy, to play in all of these games has allowed him to break this record in the speed in which he broke it as well. And that's not an accident, right? Like, obviously, sometimes injuries, it's a little bit of luck involved, but luck favors the prepared. And LeBron is prepared. He takes care of his body. He spends millions on his body. And that paid off. So he's truly a reflection, obviously, of, you know, God-given talent, but not just not wasting that talent, taking that talent to the highest level and reinvesting in himself. And it's just been incredible to watch.
Availability, durability, reliability, all of those are abilities. Shady, I was doing some rough calculations yesterday, and I realized you would have to score 30 points a game in all 82 games for 15 years in order to break that record. It's truly mind-blowing what LeBron James did. 30 a game, playing all 82 games for 15 years. Just to put that in context, viewer at home, of like, hey, what does it actually take? 2-5, let me come to you. What is the significance of LeBron James breaking that record?
Oh, man, watching that game, I just thought of, like, LeBron James is the greatest all-around player we've ever seen. Number one in scoring from last night. He's fourth in assists. Ninth in three-pointers made. Fifth in points per game. Like, he could play everywhere on the floor, from the 1 to the 5. And give him his credit for that. But also, I got to say this, and from an athlete who I was once a young kid and highly recruited, right? I wasn't LeBron James, but highly recruited, and I wanted to play football. I wanted to be one of the best players that ever played a game. When I watched LeBron James, was watching the game yesterday, it reminded me of he's the best ideal role model we've ever seen in all sports. Like, think about it. The kid grows up, right? All this hype from high school. You see his high school games it's televised. He balls out. Doesn't go to college. Goes to the NBA. He didn't have to, like, no grooming stages. He was a dog. My favorite player is Kobe Bryant. My favorite player right now is Steph Curry, but when playing was Kobe Bryant. Kobe had, you know, some up and down years, and then he became who he was from high school. All the high school players from KG, Kevin Garnett, you had Tracy McGrady. Like, these players were really great, but it took some time. LeBron stepped right in. It was super great. And then, like, off the court, not all players, but most players, they have some type of incident, you know, where nowadays people are always trying to get you, you know, especially with the social media and et cetera. Phones is out. And he's managed to make no distractions off the court. Been a great role model. Look at his family. You see his kids there. Yeah. You see his wife there, his daughter. And I look at that as an athlete like, wow, that's the ideal picture you want. You're married, right? There's no things outside of basketball you hear about. He's not in trouble with the law. And I was looking at LeBron James' career, man, and last night it really sealed it for me. He's the greatest role model we've ever seen.
That's powerful. I think you and Joy have really summarized it perfectly. You can't state enough, and Joy, you and I have had these conversations off camera, like, LeBron James, I don't even recall him getting like a speeding ticket. like y'all really put in context, your favorite superstars maybe have gotten a speeding ticket, maybe have run on cars in Beverly Hills late at night, maybe have run from the cops back when they were in high school, maybe have been tackled out, maybe got a public intoxication after winning a national championship. Like, your favorite superstar might have a blemish, might have one. LeBron James has sent kids to college for free. LeBron James
I forgot about that part,
I Promise school. And just in the midst of sending kids to college and building schools and all those things, he managed to have the most points in the history of the NBA. We truly do take LeBron James for granted because when you think about your favorite superstar, they probably do have some sort of distraction and or blemish off the court. But LeBron truly does not have any major run-ins with the law, and that means something in this day and age. Dave Helman.
I talked about this yesterday, but we do take him for granted, and you can't understate what the expectation was and how insane it is that he lived up to it to this degree. Like, there's a clip going around right now. Before he'd ever played a minute of NBA basketball, Bob Costas asked LeBron, how do you feel about the fact that if you're anything less than a Hall of Famer, people will view you as a disappointment? Like, I'm not making this up. That's what people said about this guy before he'd ever played in the NBA. And everything you just said, like, he's been a model person away from basketball. Like, his contributions to the community are, like, they would be amazing without the career. And then, oh, by the way, there's only, like, one, maybe two people that you could even argue have had a better career than LeBron James. And this is going to sound silly. I was thinking about it today. I think with this record, he's even achieved a level of immortality that a guy with his resume, he didn't have it. And that sounds crazy because of the championships and the MVPs and everything else, but banners get dusty, trophies get dusty. It sounds silly to say, but like even the 4K HD cameras that we do everything in right now, like eventually that'll look dated. Like, what is the central component, in my opinion, of the LeBron MJ debate is people will say, oh, well, if you think LeBron's better, you didn't watch Michael Jordan, right? Like, how often have you heard that? Like, we will eventually live in a world where people don't remember LeBron, but they'll remember this because this is going to be there for a long damn time. Yeah. Kareem had it for 40 years. LeBron's not done playing, by the way. The number's going to go up. It might not. I hesitate. All records can be broken, so I hesitate to say it'll never happen. It's not going to happen in our lifetimes. So think about that. Like, every kid from now on, regardless of how long it's been since LeBron played, regardless of what you know about him, it's like, oh, well, can he catch LeBron? Can he catch 40, whatever the eventual number is? Like, this is going to live in perpetuity. It's one of those generational, like I said, I don't want to say untouchable, but it's going to be with us for a long time, well after people remember his career. And I mean, again, for an 18-year-old kid who had all of the expectations in the world placed on him while he was still in high school, I don't think you can say enough about it.
Joy, maybe my favorite part about LeBron and my favorite part about assessing anybody's character is not what they do for themselves, 2-5. It's not what they do for themselves, Joy. It's what do you do for other people? Yeah. That's truly, to me, how you can determine greatness. LeBron James' agent, Rich Paul, met LeBron James in an airport. Rich Paul was 21 years old. LeBron James was still in high school at the time. If I'm not mistaken, Rich Paul was selling jerseys. He's LeBron James' agent, y'all. Mav Carter first met LeBron James when LeBron James was 5 years old. They were high school teammates. It's LeBron James' business manager. Think about what LeBron James has done, not just for his agent, not what LeBron James has done for his business manager, not just what LeBron James has done for kids in Akron, Ohio, not just what LeBron James has done for his former teammates that are now littered across television networks. Think about what LeBron James is continuing to do for each and every individual he comes in contact with, kind of like Midas. Anything they touch, he just turns to gold. And so LeBron James' individual accomplishment is absolutely great. But when I take a step back and you think about legacy, it's all about what seeds did LeBron James plant across the different parts of the sports world. And his face, his hand, his imprint is all over him, Joy.
I also think about just the fact that he's been the face of the league for as long as he has. And we've had conversations over the years. I mean, I've had them throughout my career on different shows about who's going to be the next face of the league. Like, it's no need. No need. It's still LeBron. Yeah. There will be stars that come along, and there's obviously a ton of great young talent in the league. But there's a difference always between the face of the league, the Michaels, the Kobes, the LeBrons, and everyone else. And it's not a diss to their talent, but you have to possess a certain level of leadership and persona to be able to command that, to be able to walk into a room of all of your peers and say, this is what I think we're going to do. This is the direction we're going to go as a league. Keep in mind, people were very, very mad at LeBron for a while during his career because he ushered in a real era of player mobility that we now discuss and very openly support. People did not always feel that way. Trust me, I was in Miami. It was not... It was a great place for us. We loved it. Don't worry.
The
villain thing fit perfectly for Miami, but everyone else around the league was not happy. I mean, he was really dragged for his decision to go to Miami. Now Kyrie leaves, and we're like, we love it. Like, get him out of there. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go to the Mavs? Is he going to go somewhere else? Like, it's normalized now because LeBron took that step. So him being the face of the league for as long as he has as well, and really shifting not only narratives but player mobility, the ability to be your own brand at a high level while you're still playing. I mean, having his productions, doing Space Jam, all that stuff. In years past, that would have been frowned upon. You would have been said that you're too distracted, you don't focus on winning, but he continues to play at such a high level. He's able to be this massive mogul and the face of the league and still play at the level that he's playing.
But speak not only, Joy, to taking that step, because clearly you were in Miami when LeBron made the decision, but look, the trailblazer usually takes the backlash. Just kind of how it works. Like the trailblazer, even if you think about a sport like track and field, there's usually the person who runs in front who isn't entirely a part of the race, but he's just going to, or she is just going to break the wind so that everybody that runs behind him doesn't have to be the one to get hit. And LeBron James blazing that trail took so much backlash, obviously, for how he made the decision, along with other things. But we don't see that same kind of outpour of disgust and disgruntled emotions like we saw with LeBron James. Shady, you know what's most fascinating to me, and I'm interested in your thoughts on this. I had this dialogue one time. Somebody talked about everybody at one point in their life tries to run. Try to run, right? Everybody at one point in life, middle school, high school, you try to run. So when Usain Bolt is the fastest man in the world, that's a heck of an accomplishment because we've all at one point in time tried to run. Everybody ain't tried to play football. You know what I mean? Like some people just don't got the pads, aren't big enough, whatever the case may be. Everybody hasn't tried to play lacrosse. Everybody hasn't tried to play tennis, hasn't tried to play golf. But most everybody, along with soccer, has tried to play basketball. At every point in time, most everybody has picked up a basketball. So of all the people that picked up a ball at some point in their life, LeBron James picked it up and became better than everybody else in the world who has picked up a ball at scoring points. Like that to me is so astonishing that to me is truly what made my mind stop in all of it. Dave, you mentioned Bob Costas. Take the viewer through some of the narratives around LeBron James when he was entering the league.
I talked about it last night. Like LeBron, he's a 16-year-old kid, right? And again, we take some of this stuff for granted. Like it's normal to turn on the TV and watch high school sports now, football, basketball. Like if a school or a player is good, he's going to be on TV. Everybody's on TV. That wasn't the case. Yeah. This was unprecedented. You know, people are speculating about LeBron's got a Hummer. Where'd he get that thing from? Like they're playing on TV again. And I remember I was probably 13 years old. I'm well into my 30s now. Like, I got back pain. That's how long.
And a 401k.
That's how long LeBron's been doing this. I have a career, and he's still going. And it seemed impossible. Chosen one, cover of every magazine. Again, literally to his face, he was asked, how do you feel about the fact that you will be seen as a disappointment if you're not a Hall of Famer?
Yep.
And it all fell short, by the way. He's not going to win as many championships as Michael Jordan. Fine. But if I could go back and tell me or anyone that this would be the upshot, it would blow your mind. Like he took it and ran with it to a degree that I can't even believe. He's got a media empire. He's got all of these wonderful acts in the community. He's got 3 kids and a loving family. Oh, and by the way, he's the best basketball player ever. Like,
Just and by the way.
I'm still struggling to. I will always struggle to wrap my head around how incredible that story.
Well,
It all kicks off Super Bowl Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.